guys to part B of our BBA Tips monthly maintenance session. This time we're going to be looking at our Jayco camper trailer and giving that some love. First thing we're going to do is charge the battery. So we did stuff this battery when we first got it because we didn't charge it regularly, so I put it on charge once a month. Then similar to the boat, we're going to have a good look around, look underneath, look at the chassis, just make sure there's no sort of wear and tear or defects, things like that. And then we're going to concentrate on the tyres, the wheels, make sure the wheel nuts are tight, and then around at the front on the A-frame and just all the hitch points and things that connect to the car. So the good thing about the Outback Swan, it does have a 240 volt power inlet, so we can just charge it straight into the mains to charge the battery. So we'll leave that on for about 24 hours and that should be good. Right, so we don't use the Jayco that often, so although these tyres look like they're in good condition, they're actually quite old. We've had this, they're probably about 5 years old now, so the tread's still pretty good, but they do get brittle as they get older and they get sort of age fatigue. So just have a general check around just to make sure there's no cracks or anything obvious in them. They look okay. The other thing is we want to check is the wheel nuts. Just make sure that they're nice and tight. They all seem pretty good. So they look good. And then I suppose the other thing is just tyre pressure. So I've got this digital tyre pressure gauge. So these are actually 31 psi, so that's actually really good for these tyres because these are only maximum of 40 psi. So as these tyres warm up, they will increase in pressure, so 31 is probably okay. So these legs can often stiffen up and get all corroded up. So I'm just going to spray some oil in there in the mechanism just to stop that from happening. It looks okay. And then I'm going to go around and do that to the rest. So another thing to check are these roof catches, so just make sure that the catches are still working okay and that these screws are nice and tight, because if you lose these you could be in big trouble with the roof popping up. So they're all okay. So with the Jaycos, the jockey wheel usually comes off, so I'm just going to sort of just spray some oil in that again, just to keep it in good working condition. Just have a good look at it, make sure the rubber's not split, that all looks okay, and that everything's winding okay, which it seems to be. So I'm just going to put some WD-40 in there, and that should do that. Right, so the last thing I'm going to do is just make the checks ready for the road test tomorrow. So I'm going to charge it overnight with the battery, then tomorrow I'll give it a run, just allow the grease to get round in the wheel bearing so that doesn't all seize up. And now I'm just going to check all the connectors, so the tow hitch, the safety chains, things like that, the electric brake cable. I always give these a spray just so that the connectors work well. Then with the safety chains, I tend to sort of do the diagonals so that if it does fall off, if the tow ball fails, then it can kind of sit and rest on the chains. So if they're just done either side, there is a chance that the hitch can just slip through the middle. So that looks okay. Handbrake's off. Tow ball looks okay. Yep, that's all locked in. So that's good to go. much it, guys, for our Jayco Outback Swan and for this BBA Tips episode. Hopefully you got something out of that. It's not really groundbreaking stuff, it's just we're really focusing on the safety side of things with making sure the wheels are in tip-top condition, that it's going to tow okay, and that battery's okay. We haven't sort of gone into the nuts and bolts of the actual camper itself. It's really just those basic things so that you can get to your campsite safely. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, and click on this subscribe button if you want to see more. So if you click on that button, it really helps us build the channel. So cheers, butlers.